I have been a bit ill as of late, which you might be able to hear on my voice, so as long as I still got a voice, and before I indulge myself too much in self-pity, let's take a look at this flying kangaroo. And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where today we'll take a closer look at an Airbus A330-300 of Qantas. At the front of the box we have a cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of the box we have the Qantas branding. The backside of the box offers us a lovely close-up of the tail section of the aircraft in real life, and we're provided with a web link from Herpa Wings where we supposedly can get more information about the aircraft. However, this web link does not work anymore. And here's just the Airbus A330-300 in the latest standard livery from Qantas that was introduced in 2016 and gave the general Qantas livery just a little update, making it a little bit more dynamic. The aircraft model itself from Herpa Wings in scale 500 is from 2017. So let's see what Herpa has managed to squeeze out of this A330, and the best way to do that is by taking a tour around the aircraft model, which we will start at the tail section where we on the vertical stabilizer find the updated Qantas branding. On top of the stabilizer we then have two letters of the registration code. The full registration code we find on the fuselage, where we also have the Australian flag, and towards the very tail of the aircraft we do have a bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. At the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we then have the writing of Qantas. Next to that we have the company slogan, Spirit of Australia. Just next to that again, and just above the wings, we find the aircraft type specification. At the very front we also have a One World logo, of which Qantas is a member, and underneath the cockpit windows we have a historic Qantas logo. The cockpit section itself doesn't offer us too much detailing other than the cockpit windows and the window wipers that have been printed on, but for a 2017 model from Herpa Wings this is rather standard. What I do however very much like is the general nose shape of the A330. Herpa always seems to do rather well with those. The engine nacelles have been kept in all white, but do carry the silver leading edge, and again the Qantas kangaroo. That does look rather nice. Also the physical detailing of these engines in general I think looks very well. Then we can move on to the wings, which we should definitely also take a closer look at, starting off with the top side where we can see the different flaps, slats and spoilers have been carved out very nicely. We have some different shades of grey for additional detailing. Also the underside of the wings offers us some nice physical detailing, and here we also find the full registration code of the aircraft once again. And the A330 of course also has these winglets with the Qantas red on the outer side and the Qantas branding on the inner side. Then we can move on to the landing gear. That is the standard landing gear that Herpa uses for all the Airbus A330s, which is a good thing because that in general always looks rather nice. The only thing I am missing here of course are some printed details at the front landing gear. We do then however have a printed detail on the belly of the aircraft where we find the writing of Qantas. That however has then been willfully destroyed by Herpa Wings with a hole in the fuselage for a stand, which is not included with this aircraft model. And then last but certainly not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here at the back of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A330-300 in the current standard livery of Qantas from Herpa Wings in scale 1 to 500. And what can we say about this aircraft model? I mean, let's be honest, Herpa has had a ridiculously easy time with this aircraft model given that they have left out pretty much any detailing. But the few printed details, so the very most basic things you need for an aircraft model like windows or cargo doors or the livery itself, they have done very nicely. But more importantly, the physical detailing and especially the mold of the A330 is just very good with Herpa Wings. They have for many years now been doing very well with the A330 and are also doing so in this case. So the main reason to buy this aircraft model is of course not any detailing, because you don't really get any, but is simply that you like the A330 and like the Qantas livery, which I think looks stunning on this aircraft type. So if you can live with that, I would say yes, the aircraft model is worth having in one's collection. Now with that, and before I now completely lose my voice again, it is time to end today's video. If you have enjoyed this episode, then don't forget to leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.